Today, we're demystifying the ultimate black box, YouTube's 2026 recommendation system. For years, we've all obsessed over growth hacks, tricks, and keyword stuffing, but the reality of the platform has completely shifted. In this explainer, our goal is to uncover the actual mechanics driving billions of views right now. So here's the million-dollar question. How does the algorithm actually decide what goes viral and what just kind of fades into obscurity? Well, we've got to throw out the outdated myths. Forget the algorithm of 2015. The 2026 system has evolved into something incredibly sophisticated, prioritizing deep human satisfaction over empty, superficial metrics. Start thinking of it as a hyper-intelligent digital librarian. Their job isn't to force a book on you, it's a pull system. The librarian calculates the piece of content for you at the exact millisecond you open the app, factoring in your device, the time, and your unique viewing history. And this brilliantly illustrates the concept. Think of your mobile home screen as the digital librarian's front desk. Every single thumbnail you see is a highly curated top choice, explicitly placed there because the system believes it's exactly what you'll find deeply satisfying right at this moment. Now let's look at the biggest paradigm shift we're dealing with.
The old myth was that raw clicks and total watch time ruled everything. But the 2026 reality is entirely different. The librarian cares about valued watch time and long-term viewer satisfaction. Literally, 1 million views mean absolutely nothing if those viewers leave feeling manipulated or disappointed. So you might be wondering, how exactly does the librarian measure that satisfaction? It's through direct feedback. After you watch something, YouTube frequently prompts post-watch user surveys. Here's the kicker though. Only videos rated 4 or 5 stars actually count as valued watch time. If a video gets 1 or 2 stars, the system actively learns to freeze that content right out of your feed. This brings us to a massive technological leap. As Todd Beaupre, YouTube's senior director of growth, explains, large language models have fundamentally changed the game. The digital librarian is no longer just glancing at the cover of the book, like your title and tags. Thanks to AI, the librarian is actually reading the pages. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is exactly how that AI works. Using Google's Gemini models, the system literally watches the content, almost like a human would, analyzes visual graphics, interprets your emotional tone, and measures speaking pace, understands the exact mood and semantic meaning, completely bypassing the need for those easily gamed keyword tags. Armed with that deep understanding, librarian goes to work. The first step is candidate generation, a massive funneling process. Imagine the librarian running down to the basement, sifting through billions of potential videos, and gathering a broad stack of a few hundred choices that align perfectly with your past viewing clusters. That rough stack of hundreds of options is then brought up to the ranking phase.
Here, the librarian uses multi-objective optimization to score the candidates. It mathematically balances expected watch time, diversity, freshness, and predicted satisfaction scores to place the absolute best choices right on your screen. Now that we understand the core engine, we have to address a pretty massive elephant in the room. How does this omniscient librarian judge a 30-minute documentary versus a 15-second vertical clip? Are they graded on the same curve? The answer is a resounding no. These two formats are now judged by completely different rules. As you can see, the algorithms are fully decoupled to serve completely different viewer intents. Long form is all about deep relationships, relying heavily on those satisfaction scores we broke down. Shorts, however, are built for rapid discovery. Because users swipe through a feed, the primary ranking signal becomes the swipe through rate. To really understand why they decoupled the systems, just look at this staggering number, 200 billion. That's the amount of daily shorts views in 2026. Because the volume is so incredibly high and consumption is so fast, the librarian evaluates shorts based on satisfaction per swipe rather than total minutes watched.
So the crucial point is this. For shorts, completion rate beats everything else hands down. A 30-second short that holds 85% of its viewers will easily beat a 60-second short that loses half its audience. Even though the longer one generated more raw watch time, the rapid satisfaction and loop rate of the shorter one wins. Jumping back over to the long form side, there's another incredibly important metric you need to know about: session depth. The algorithm heavily rewards content that acts as a gateway. The librarian is basically asking, when someone finishes watching, do they leave the library or do they immediately click on something else? If you inspire deeper sessions, they'll aggressively promote you. So, knowing all of this,
That the librarian wants high satisfaction, deep sessions, and killer completion rates? What do you actually do? How do you adopt your strategy to please the system? Well, the secret lies in digging into your own analytics to see exactly where you might be losing the librarian's trust. Okay, let's dive into this data. First up, check your traffic sources. If you're getting views from the homepage, the AI librarian likes your semantic context. Second, look at your retention graph, specifically the first 30 seconds. If viewers drop off there, your hook is failing. And third, ruthlessly remove slow, boring segments. Every second of boredom literally hurts your overall satisfaction score. So, to summarize our actionable takeaways for the 2026 landscape, first, absolutely treat shorts and long form as entirely separate strategies.
Second, focus on honest value. Clickbait will destroy your reputation with the AI. Third, use super clear visuals and audio so the Gemini model can easily understand you. And above all else, prioritize genuine satisfaction over a hollow view count. Now, despite all this talk of neural networks and multi-objective optimization, we can't forget this insight from YouTube CEO Neil Mohan. He reminds us that ultimately, it really is about authenticity. The technology hasn't replaced humanity. It's just gotten incredibly good at recognizing and rewarding genuine human connection and passion. And that brings us to our final thought. The 2026 algorithm is specifically designed to punish manipulation and reward real value. So you have to ask yourself, are you building a lasting, authentic relationship with your audience? Or are you just trying to trick the librarian for a quick click? Focus on making your audience happy, and the algorithm will take care of the rest. Thanks for joining. See you guys in the next video.